So I'm working on a journal that has a gnome theme. I got a custom order for it. And I was designing custom digitals to use in this journal. And I wanted to show you guys some of what I've been working on, and also was going to show you kind of how I'm going to be putting it together. Just kind of a casual video, not exactly a tutorial at this point, but I may be making one soon. So yeah, I've got some designs that I've been working on, and I really am liking how they're turning out, so I just wanted to give you a little look, and these will be in my Etsy shop with lovell.etsy.com. Obviously I'll leave a link for you in the description and possibly the comments, so you can look for that if you're interested. But these are some printable handmade papers, and they have like plants, fibers, and things like that. So there will be a set of 8. I've got 4 of them printed here. The other 4 are very similar to these 4 designs, but they'll just have like different pieces of plant, you know, placed in different areas. So yeah, so here's the pink one. I just think these are so gorgeous. I love how realistic they look, but obviously making handmade paper is very time consuming, and it's honestly very expensive to buy when someone else has made it. So, and I feel like if I actually bought it, there's the yellow one, I feel like if I actually bought it, I wouldn't even be able to use it because it's so pretty and so expensive and special. So I love this printable version that gives you the look without the price and the thickness and all that that comes with the handmade paper. So that is the handmade paper set, and that's pretty much what I will have in the title, so you can search handmade paper and it should come up in my shop if you don't see it at the top. Then this is a set of backgrounds. These are like neutral backgrounds that you can write on and things like that, or you can make into tags, or you know, use on a cover or anything. They're very versatile. So we have this one that's kind of like gray toned with like, almost looks like rosemary leaves, but I don't know if it is because it has these little berry looking things on there. Then here's a different type of leaf. I'm sorry if I'm not showing you. I'm getting confused where my camera's at. This one's like a muted pink. Very nice. And then we have a green, which I really like. This one's probably my favorite. Just so versatile and so useful for so many different journals and themes. And then we have a bluish, it's kind of like a greeny blue a little bit. But yeah, a different leaf design. So that set will have, I believe, 4 pages as well in it. So not as well. The other one had 8. This one will have 4. And we have these gnome Polaroids. I couldn't think of the word. So here's my shop name, by the way, if you are interested. But these are cute little Polaroids that I made that you can print out, and they look like actual photographs, but they are of garden gnomes. So I love this one, how they're like having tea and everything. So yeah, I thought those were super cute, and those will be in my shop as well. You can search gnome Polaroids. And then here are some mushroom postcards. The background postcard is actually something that I found at an antique store near me that's super old, but I scanned them, and then I actually have a kit with just the plain postcards. If you search postcard in my shop, you can find that. But I took the same image and I like layered it with the backgrounds, which are actually those papers that I just showed you. You can see the texture in the background, that's what that is. And then I added some other elements and the mushrooms, and yeah, I just think these are so cute. They could be a pocket at the bottom of a page, they could be a corner tuck spot, they could be a tag. So many possibilities, or you know, just use as a regular postcard. So you could probably even print them and glue them back to back, and they could be like a double-sided thing too. So mushroom postcards. Then we have these gnome tags. There are 8 tags, and I think these are so cute. Look how cute these are. I love them. So you got the 4 little guys here, and then each character from up here is on one of these with lines, so it's more like a journaling tag you can write on. And they have the same backgrounds that have the matching textures as the leaf paper set that I showed you. And then we have 4 background pages for gnomes, for the gnome theme. They are writing papers. So these are blue, green, pink, and then like a neutral, like tan, sepia, I don't know what you call it. But here's the first one. I need to get in camera, there we go. So this one has like birds up here, and then mushrooms faintly in the background on the little gnome, and they're all lined. And I really like the smaller lines opposed to a lot of journal pages that you print will have a lot like big lines, but I write a lot, so I like that those are there, but they're not super bold either. So yeah, you can write on these, or you know, you can obviously glue things, put photos, whatever. So that's the first one. This one is the green one, and I did do some faux stitching, so I put like the zigzag so it looks like they've been stitched around, but obviously you don't have to, so that makes life easier. And then this has this really pretty like faint big leaf in the background. I just love the way that looks. Then we have this one, the pink one. And it has this cute little gnome guy here. And also these are made to be folded. So if you're wondering why it has like the mirrored image, it's made to be folded so when you're flipping through your journal, it's going to look, I mean, I guess I could just go ahead and fold it. Show you, I don't know, I'm scared to fold it. There we go. Because I am ready to start working on these for the journal. So that's how it will look in your journal when you're flipping through, and then once you get to like the other part, there is that stuff. So that's the pink one. Then we have the tan one as well. And yeah, that's the gnome writing paper kit. So I'm debating on, I actually have not listed them yet, but when you see this video they will be listed. I'm debating on making it like a whole themed kit together or posting them separately. I'm not sure. So either way, just search gnome, and if you don't see the handmade paper under that, then just search handmade paper, you know, things like that. And I'll also leave links to everything that I end up making. So lastly, here are some handmade, hand-dyed papers that I was sent by a lovely fellow junk journaler a while ago. So these are coffee dyed or tea dyed, and hers are very flat. When I make mine, they're usually very wrinkly, so I really like that hers are quite flat and easy to work with. And then she sent some dyed ones, which these look super cool. I really like that kind of color. And we have some lighter ones, so these might be tea and those other ones might be coffee. This could be ink, I'm really not sure. But we have those as well. So those are the main pages that I'm going to be using, and I may add in some other fun things in between. So the first thing that I want to do is I'm thinking I want to, that's not going to work. I was thinking I wanted to rip the edges to give it kind of a look like that. I might do it with the coffee ones, but it's too risky with these because I'm going to rip off the sewing. So I think I'm going to cut the gnome background papers around the edge, and then maybe rip the coffee ones to give a bit of texture from the side of the book. And I could rip these ones as well. Shouldn't hurt anything. Yeah, actually it would look really cool with the handmade paper. I think it would give it a lot of character. So let's cut these out, and then I will rip the other ones, and yeah, I'll come back once I've cut these all out. Okay, I've got those cut out, They are PDF files, so whenever they print, most likely for everyone, they're going to have a little bit of a white border. I've noticed when I print from my computer, I can get a higher quality print DPI, so it lets me print 1200, which makes the quality really good. And you get less that you have to cut off. When I print from my phone, it doesn't give me an option for some reason for the quality, and they come out lower quality, and they'll have like a wider white border, so I prefer printing from my laptop or my computer. So yeah, here's the 4 pages that are trimmed around, and I just think these are so cute. Also, the background I printed, oh, well, I still need to pay attention to the back. There's a little bit of a border there, but it'll be okay. The backgrounds are a kit that I bought from my Etsy shop forever ago, like a year, probably 2 years ago, and I don't remember what the shop was called, but if I can remember, which I probably won't, I'm not good at remembering things, but I will leave a link if I can remember. And I wanted to show you, this is the cover that these pages are going to be going into. It is a cereal box, recycled. So I always put the pattern, like the color part, inside, and then I fold it to where the craft color part of the box is on the outside, because whenever I cover with fabric is really easy to see through, so that way you don't get any like words or anything. Typically I cover with paper here, like a thick paper, so that's why I would do the wording inside. But you don't have to. Some people will paint it first or things like that, but I just feel like it takes out a step and makes life easier. So I'm going to be sewing around, and I'm also going to be adding on top of this. So even though it looks kind of bland and boring now, there will be, I might, put something, leave a little bit of an edge, but pretty much cover most of it, and I'll have something on the spine and, yeah, on the back and everything. But covers are always the hardest part for me, so I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do there. I have so many ideas, and I just can't pinpoint which one I want to go with. Okay, now I'm going to start ripping some papers, so I'm not going to make you watch me rip all of them, but I will start with one of these. I will kind of show you how I would do that. So, it is a little time consuming, but every time I do it, I'm always like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I did that, because it always looks really, really cool. So basically I'll fold it in half first to make life easier. You only have to rip half the surface, and then you just rip as little or as much as you want. I typically try to do a pretty small, sometimes I'll do that, and it does put a little bit of a crease in your paper, but I mean, it's no issue. But yeah, I'll just kind of rip a little line off like that, and then you just get more of a natural looking edge. So let's do this side too, and then I'll just do the same thing on this edge, and obviously you leave the folded edge folded. You don't rip that one. But yeah, sometimes when you fold this over, they'll get a little bit uneven, but I've found it doesn't really cause any kind of issues. You just want to try to keep them as much aligned as you can. So, just kind of flatten that back out, and now you have a more ripped edge with more character. Now you could just do the top and bottom, I suppose, and leave the edge, but I'm going to rip this edge as well. So I'm going to rip all those, and then I guess I need to cut out my tags and things like that too, but I don't know if I want to do that yet or bind the book first. I may come back and show you the other pages and things that I'm going to add into the signature right now, and we'll deal with like ephemera and things like that another time. So yeah, let me just get that done. Look at these papers. They are ripped, and look at that texture that you get. Obviously you can do more extreme ripping. Some people will do like, a really crazy rip type pattern, but I like mine to be more like smaller scallopy looking rips, I guess. So it cramps up my hand quite a lot to stay to the very small edge, like very tedious. As you can see, like this is how small of a rip that I was ripping off. But yeah, I just love the look, and I thought about it, and I kind of wish I would have just did this edge and left these the same, but I did all 3 edges, so from all sides it's going to give a lot of texture to the journal. Also, I need to rip these as well, and then I will come back and show you that. Something I was just thinking about is it would probably look more realistic if I would have printed the handmade paper with another piece of handmade paper design on the back instead of a different thing. Not the end of the world, but just a thought if you wanted it to be more realistic. And especially because the kit comes with 8 designs, so there is another purple one that's similar but not exactly the same. So even if you didn't want it to be the exact same print, you could still have the handmade paper look and the matching color and, you know, similar plant pieces and all that. But you can also just do the exact same print on the back, and yeah, it would look more realistic. But just a thought. I don't really mind though, so just something I was thinking about. So I got the handmade paper and the coffee dyed papers and inked at papers ripped around the edges so you can see the pretty texture that it's going to give to this journal. I love the look so much. It's definitely worth it. My hand's a little crampy, but it was a labor of love, and it really didn't take that long. But here is what we're left with. Essentially, someone could take these and ground them up and make handmade paper, huh? Not gonna happen for me, but, you know, if that's what you want to do, totally fine. Handmade paper just seems too tedious for me to make. Okay, so now I need to fold these pages up. Oh yeah, I need to trim that. So I'm going to fold those up, and then I'm going to show you what my signatures look like put together. And then we'll get into ephemera and stuff like that in another video. I also wanted to show you something that's been working for me pretty well lately, and that is I got this from Target. It is a 24 file sectioned organizer thing that expands, and it gets really big. It'll literally expand like to like a box if you want it to, and be open all the time, I think. But yeah, I've been keeping my projects, like when I'm working on a project, I'm bad for starting and not finishing it like right away, so then my stuff will just sit piled up around my kitchen and my dining area in my house, and it's really annoying because I don't really have a true workspace yet. So this has been keeping my stuff corralled for each project, and I don't lose it. It doesn't get, you know, anything on it or lost or anything like that. So yeah, just a recommendation just to get one of these expanding files, and it may help with your organizing of projects if you don't have a lot of space. This is the inside. It's a very, very big file system thingy. So I found the other pages that I've been keeping in my file that I thought I wanted to add to this journal, and I feel like this one does work really well, and I feel like this one will as well. So I need to, these are actually 12 by 12 scrapbook paper, so I'm going to have to cut or rip these as well to fit the cover. And then this was some potential papers that I thought I might want to use. So I don't know, I'm not sure if that one's really fitting now with that one, with the look and feel. I do really like this one. Let's add that one. This one I think works really well. Does this one work? I really don't know. I feel like it might be too dark. it's kind of a, I'm not sure. I'll lay it over here with this pile. This one is more of a nature-y. I feel like it could work. It'll all depend on how thick everything gets too. I do want to use the mushroom page for obvious reasons. I do like this one, but I don't feel that we need it. Same with these. That one anyways. This one, it could possibly work. See, some of these I regret folding because then I could have printed on the back, but I might do some stenciling. That always looks really pretty, just to get get rid of the plain white look. Ooh, I do really like this one. I feel like it works pretty good. This mushroom page actually, I think, works. I don't know if I want to add that one into this one. Pink. Just depends on how many pages we're gonna have. This one is really nice. Yeah, let's not use that one. She said she wasn't really into fairies at all, and that has a fairy on it, so I'll just avoid that one. That helps me choose. I do like that one. And then this was just a book page someone had sent me, I think. So I made it into like a little fold out. I might make it into an envelope, but I'll probably bind it into the journal in the very middle. So those are some pages that I want to add in, and then we'll see how I'm going to organize it and how thick it gets and everything. So this is what I'm working with. This is supposed to be a one signature journal. I haven't put them together, obviously. These are all just laying on top of each other, but yeah, might be too many pages, might be too many thick pages, I'm not sure. But I'm going to try to organize them into a signature and see what I come up with. Okay, so this is what we're working with. It's looking really good. I can't talk today. I gathered up 24 pages together, and it is quite thick, but whenever you look at it with the cover and how flat it still stays, I think it'll be okay. I could possibly break it up into 2 signatures, which might help things, and I hope they wouldn't mind. I don't think anyone would be mad about an extra signature, so I might take a chance and do that. But yeah, here's kind of a little quick look through of kind of how it's gonna be. I think it just looks so cool together. It's like naturey, but also cute. Whenever I do projects and things, I do like it to reflect my style a little, which is, you know, it has a lot of pastel tones and flowers and things like that, if they are okay with it. They said they like wildflowers, so I feel like that is quite represented in here. So yeah, that is the Gnome journal so far. So thanks for hanging out with me and watching what I've been doing making this, and I'll see you in the next video when we do decorating. I have all these pages left over that I didn't add in, so we could use to like back the postcards, for instance, or the tags or things like that, or making other embellishments. So yeah, I'll see you next time.